I really wanted to do this class because during the holidays, you know, it's so easy for people just to, you know, give in and eat more of the unhealthy food, or just even to allow some unhealthy food in and some drinks and alcohol and things like that. And a lot of people are, you know, they're trying to get away from that, or, you know, they don't know what to have in place of that. So I thought how fun it would be to have a little class, you know, and I can show you guys some mocktails and juicing recipes and how you can spruce these up without using alcohol. So none of the vodka, the rum, and all that stuff. Instead, we're going to use kombucha. And when I was researching, I thought, you know, some of the sparkling waters and even the carbonated things, they didn't quite meet my strict standards. So what I decided to do is use kombucha instead to bubbly up the drink and to add additional flavors to it. And I have a really great brand, which I'm going to show you, that you can pick up as well. You can also use coconut kefir, Cocoyo's yogurt, vanilla yogurt, which I'm going to show you this amazing recipe with that. And you can have fun. You can have fun at your parties, with family, with friends, going out to dinner. You know, whatever you're doing, you can have a healthy drink instead. I remember when I would get together with family and we would have gatherings, and I would bring over my fresh juice. Others were having wine, which the tables looked beautiful with the wine glasses and the wine set up, and it was okay. I came with my fresh juice and I poured it into my wine glass, and I enjoyed my drink while everybody else had wine. And, you know, it's just a personal choice. You can still hang out and you can have fun, and nobody's judging each other, but we each can choose what we want to drink. So I hope you enjoy learning how to make these recipes and that you can get healthier through the season and share these with other people as well. So the first one is my pineapple apple mint. So if you look at your recipe sheet here, this one has 1 entire pineapple. Everything is organic, okay? So 1 bunch of mint, 4 apples, and Cocoyo's vanilla yogurt, which I will show you, and kombucha. I put 12 ounces. It really depends how much you want to add and how many people you're serving and how much kombucha and bubbly you want in it, but it really spruces it up nicely. And then I'm going to sprinkle some carob powder on top. It just looks gorgeous with that. There's so many variations that we can do. Okay, so I'm going to cut everything up really quickly here. So we're going to put 1 entire pineapple. I like to rinse the outside of the pineapple, and this one's pretty ripe, so I'm just going to twist the top off. That came off really easy there. And I like to use my serrated knife. So it's really a bread knife is what it is, but I love it. It works perfectly for cutting up pineapples, tomatoes, lemons, limes. It's definitely what I like to use. So let's see. I know you can't really see me right there because the juicer's kind of in the way a little bit, but here I have the pineapple right here. So I'm just going to cut the tip off. Let me slide this over. And a little tip when I'm doing all my juice prep and I have everything out, I like to get and reuse bags. So this is a Trader Joe's bag, and I just kind of, you know, bunch over the edges, set it in my sink so it makes for easy trash right nearby. And if you want to recycle all of that or put it into your garden, you have it ready to go and you can just dump it off. I feel like I should have some Christmas music going for us. That would be fun. So this is how I cut up my pineapples. Okay, I just cut off the edges really quick here. Hopefully the links worked out okay. And if you have a little piece of the outer part on, that's okay. The juicer will take care of that. And I'm going to grab one of my bowls here and I just throw everything in for that recipe. It's going to be so good. This is my favorite juice mix, is the pineapple apple mint. And you will see how beautiful it makes, like this really thick froth that is absolutely delicious. It's always been my favorite. I never throw that away, and I've always thought what a perfect drink that is for a fancy drink, you know, setting something on the table with all that beautiful froth. Just looks so gorgeous. So you're going to see how much that froths up here in a moment. Okay, so next we have 1 bunch of mint. Where did I put my mint? Oh, it's up here. So right here I have some fresh blueberries, which you will see what we are going to do with those. And the fresh mint, I actually have 2 packs. They were 3.4 ounces. So I'm going to put in pretty much 1 entire bunch of mint. And I will put them in a bowl and I'll just give them a little rinse. And take off any bad parts if there's any little rotten parts or anything. These look really good. They smell heavenly. Mint is so good for digestion and just for the stomach. Okay, so here's the mint. So I'm just going to toss it right in there with the pineapple. And the next on the recipe sheet is 4 apples. Now, when I'm shopping for apples, I always get organic. Hey, all the produce is organic. That's just a must for me, and I hope for you as well, because we want to make sure we're putting healthy foods into our bodies, not things that are GMO or laden with chemicals. That's not going to create health in our bodies at all. So organic. And I like to buy the organic ones that happen to be on sale that week, because I get a lot of organic apples. So any kind of apple that you want to add is perfectly fine, okay? So I have 4 Red Delicious. These are gorgeous. These remind me of when I was growing up for some reason, because I just remember seeing them in the stores and they were just always so beautiful. And they were very shiny and very waxy, which we don't want to eat that wax. We know better now. And these, all of my produce is wax-free. It's organic. If you have a natural grocer's near you, I would recommend getting your produce there. First, before that would be like a farmer's market, of course, or local farm or friends that have trees and whatnot. But Natural Grocers is the only store that I know of so far that does not use the Apil. If you've heard of that new wax that's on even organic stuff. They're the only store that puts a sign up that they do not use that. So that gives me peace of mind, because I do not want that on my food that me and my family are eating. Absolutely not. Okay, so almost done with the Red Delicious. This mix with the pineapple, it tastes good with any kind of apple. I've made it with all the different kinds of apples before. And I like to cut everything in chunks. Oh, and you know what else I was going to show you is the mint too. Now you can see I'm using my Nama J2 juicer right here, which I love. And I like to cut my greens. So I'm going to cut these. It makes for seamless juicing. It allows the greens to get processed and lowered down through the juicer really easily. So that's a tip. Cut your greens, your cilantro, your mint, your rosemary, your herbs, whatever you're using. And then it's easy to juice them. Okay, so that's it. We got the pineapple, the bunch of mint, and the 4 apples. So now I'm going to load all of this into the juicer. So I'm just going to kind of put everything in there mixed up. So it's all going to get blended together, and it'll get moved down through the auger pretty easily. It does have a fill line here, but I always go over it. I'm trying to be better about that. I just get excited and just keep adding things in, you know? Okay, so the juice is going to come out on this side, and I'm not going to put my strainer on this juice because I want all of that fluffy froth. I'm going to go ahead and open the spout so you can see the juice falling into the container. And you can see it lowering here, and then I have the rest to add in. I'm so excited because this is like just my favorite one. It's just the most fluffiest. It makes so much froth. And it looks just beautiful serving in a fancy glass. And we have our ice cubes too. So let me grab those. Here are the ice cubes. And you can get fancy with them and just put whatever you want inside them. Herbs, you know, dried fruit, flowers, So those can go, I think the ice cubes look really nice, like in a punch bowl. If you have a big bowl, I don't have a big punch bowl, but just like a bowl, something like this, you know, where you can actually serve. This drink would look gorgeous in a big punch bowl because of all the froth on top. And then you can add in some ice cubes to float around. You can sprinkle on some rose petals, mint. I think it'll look gorgeous. So it juiced all that already, so I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the other thing I like to do in the juicer is I like to reverse it a few times while I'm juicing. That helps too, so there's no backup in the juicer. And then I just go forward again and it continues to get, because like, you know, the pineapple can be a little mushy, and the apples, depending on apples that you're using, I notice some are a little mushier than others. So keep that in mind. And it is almost done. I have a little bit more here, which I can just feed through this top hole on the hopper if it's cut small enough. And I don't really worry about the apple seeds. I've been juicing for 30 years and I've just always juiced the apple seeds. It's not like I'm having tons of apples every day and all the seeds anyhow, even though they're very healthy for us. You know, the apple peel has quercetin in it, which is essential for us and a great antioxidant. The other thing I have to watch out for, especially when I'm teaching classes, sometimes I get carried away talking and explaining and I forget that the juice is just pouring and sometimes it will spill. So I always ask students, mention if you see it filling over, okay? Let me go ahead and pour this in. You can already see the beautiful froth. You're gonna see it right now. I love my little fancy long spoon as well. So look at that gorgeousness. Okay, and I'm gonna keep on juicing so we can make some more, but the froth will keep onto the top. It'll settle on top, even if you just pour it in and it's all mixed together. It will rise to the top and it looks gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, so this is the cocoyos. And then this is the kombucha. Let's see some other brands. GTS is a good brand. So just make sure that you are getting a brand that's healthy. This company is in Idaho only, so you may not be able to get this one. But I really like it. I've spoken to the owners before, and it's completely natural. They have fresh juice in it. There's no added carbonation or anything like that. So, but it gives that little fizzy, bubbly to the juice. So it's perfect. All right, so we have a little bit more there, and you can see you can make much, much more if you want to. Just add another pineapple. Let me go ahead and turn this off. Okay, so pretty much the drink is ready. All right, so now we're going to pour it, and then I'm going to add the cocoyos to it. I actually love to have like this froth. It's still juicy. Sometimes I'll just put the froth in a bowl and I'll mix the cocoyos vanilla yogurt in it and I'll mix it in. It is so refreshing, absolutely delicious. I mean, the pineapple flavor, the mint flavor is outstanding. And it's a great, like a little pudding, you know? I've always thought that froth is just so good to use for different recipes and things like that. So what I'll do is I will go ahead and pour it. Can you imagine this like in a punch bowl? I think it would look gorgeous. Make like a big batch and then that froth just sits on top. It kind of reminds me of like the punch bowls of like when I was younger and used to go to a lot of baby showers and stuff with my mom, you know, and the family and relatives. So we would go to them and I remember seeing the punch bowls out there, and this would be a healthy punch bowl. Beautiful. Let's see, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour the juice in. Now the froth is settled here, so I will get one of my spoons here. If you're just, you know, serving for single, and you can just put some on top. So gorgeous. Then get in the cocoyos. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to have this right now. So you get a scoop of the cocoyos. Plop that in there. So good. And then we'll sprinkle on, oh yeah, the kombucha, of course. So the flavor I got here is the pineapple. So it's just gonna add more delicious healing pineapple. Pineapples are so good for us. They have a proteolytic enzyme in them called bromelain. So it really helps to break down and digest protein in our bodies, which is very, very essential because too much buildup of protein can cause havoc in the system. So pineapple is one of my favorite things to have. Now, you would just add this whole thing, you know, if you were making a big pitcher or punch bowl, you just add this whole thing into it. But I'm just gonna add it into the cup. Oh my goodness, I wish you could taste this. And let's see, where is my little bamboo straw? Glass straws would be really cute as well. There we go. Now, let's see, I'm gonna bring it up a little closer. Hopefully you can see with the lighting. But here it is, if you can see. And I'm going to add some carob powder. So this is delicious. If you haven't had carob, there's no sugar added. It's just all natural. It's not chocolate, but it's a great replacement for chocolate because it's a little sweeter than chocolate. And you can see the little carob pods right here. It is absolutely delicious. So what I like to do, because it's like, you know, instead of sprinkling sugar or anything like that on the drink, you can sprinkle and it just looks gorgeous. Look at that. It's really beautiful, really beautiful. And then you can add in some blueberries, or if you have, say you have some pineapple chunks already cut up, they would look really cute on here. You can really get creative. And just put that in your drink. I think I'm gonna sip on this while I start the next one. Here it is, our first drink, the Pineapple Dream Mocktini. There's the blueberries, the sprinkled carob powder, the froth on top. Put your straw in there, the cocoyos is in there, which just is so refreshing. Oh, you guys, I wish you could taste it. I'll have to have a party someday. You can taste it in person. It's so good. Oh, it tastes really good with the little bit of the pineapple kombucha in there, as well as the carob powder sprinkled on top. So good. The twisting daiquiri is 1 stalk of celery. So I have my celery right here. It's a little bit smaller than usual. 4 apples, 1 lemon, 1 lime. Got those. And let's see, my apples. Okay, so I have 2 green apples, but I'm just gonna stick with the red ones. So I will do 4 of those. Okay, so the celery, I'm just gonna chop up in little chunks here. And then I just place it into a bowl. And then I'll rinse that. It's not that much celery. You know how sometimes the stalks are really big? So this one was a little small. So you always want to eye that and judge that. And you kind of get used to it, you know, when you're juicing, you're like, oh, okay, I know this makes so much, this one not so much. Okay, so here's my serrated knife again, which I love to use, like I said, for pineapples and citrus. It just cuts through so smoothly and easily and effortlessly. There we go. Oh, I forgot to juggle for you guys. Let's see. There we go. I can only do 2. Thank you, thank you. I like to juggle. It's fun. All right, so getting these cut up real quick here. Got the lemon, the lime. Wait, where did my lime go? My lime fell down. Here it is. And I had 2 2 lemons because I was juggling with one. And the other thing is, which I was going to slice like some little oranges or even some lime, and you know how you put those on the edge of the glass when you serve it. I mean, there's just so many ways to dress up the drinks and make them look cute. So I'll get a few of those ready, and then we'll get to juicing here. Well, actually, I'll get it started juicing, and then I will wipe my hands. Okay, so I'm not going to clean out the juicer in between. I don't mind just juicing one mix after the next. All the flavors can kind of mix together. If I did want to, I could pick it up like this and open up where the pulp comes out and just kind of let that hang down, but you can see there's nothing really there. So I really love how efficient this juicer is. So I can do that, but I actually don't really do that in between. Okay, now I'm adding the apples in, and we'll just finish juicing that recipe. 1 lemon, 1 lime, and olives. You might be wondering, how do olives go with this? But remember, we're making these drinks fancy, so we're using our fancy toothpicks. So the olives can go on there and go in the glass, which it's not a martini, I think, are the ones that have the olives, but this is a daiquiri, but you know, we're just mixing it and making it fun. Now, daiquiris usually have like a balance of like the tart and then the sweet. So the olives are definitely a little sweeter. The celery is going to be more salty, a little bit tart with the lemon and lime in it. And I think it'll balance. If you wanted to add a little more sweetener, you could always just mix in a little bit of pineapple. But I thought the other thing that would balance this drink out, so we're going to put a splash of raspberry ginger in this one. And it will be delicious. So remember I said how if you have a punch bowl, how cute that would look in a punch bowl. So if you pour that, just a little mini punch bowl, I'm just demonstrating here. Of course, you might have a nicer, fancier looking one, which I need to get one. I want to get one. So you can kind of see how that pineapple apple mint would look in there, and then garnishing it with all the goodies, and then you have this little ladle spoon to serve it in. Now I know this picture is big, but I just wanted you to be able to see it be poured in here. It's so pretty. I have a picture like this. If anybody wants one, it's similar to it, but it's on my Amazon storefront, as well as this fancy long spoon, which is so fun, especially for the holidays. And I'm going to dress up that pineapple one in the punch bowl. But right now we're doing the twisting daiquiri. So everything's in here. I will pour. Now remember, you can add the whole kombucha to it. So this is the raspberry ginger. You can pour the whole thing in there, or you can just do it by glass. Okay, now this one doesn't have all the froth like the other one, which is fine. So I will be adding some of this kombucha that is very, very pure and has fresh juice in it. So like I said, it meets my standards. And it gives us the bubbly and the fizzy that we want in fancy drinks. We will put some olives. This is just such a fun part of making these drinks, is just to get creative and make them look pretty and cute. Okay, so let's see, what else? The kombucha's in there. You could even sprinkle on some cinnamon. I can do the carob powder again, even some blueberries on there. I'm thinking what else? Oh, you know, I have the dried oranges, which I put into the ice cubes. So these ice cubes can be dropped into the punch bowl. If I drop them into the pitcher, you can't really see them because they kind of disappear. But they look really pretty in a glass. So when you serve, you can actually, let me see if I can get one out. Oh, this one's perfect because I left the orange high. Hey, that's a good idea because they're kind of tough to get out sometimes, but a little easier with the silicone. But if you leave a little piece sticking out on top, it'll come out really easily. We're going to dress it up with a little lime on the side. Ah! I spilled. Look I'm entertaining too, okay? If you watch any of my videos, like on YouTube or something, you will catch that I spill. So here's that one. Got a little messy here. And I'm gonna taste it. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's so good. It's so good. It's such a good drink. Adding that raspberry ginger kombucha just makes it feel like it's like this fancy drink, which it is, a mocktail. Really good, seriously, really good. I think people would love this. So on top of the drinks, remember you can sprinkle cinnamon on top. Ooh, cinnamon would be good, huh? Cinnamon. Where's my cinnamon? Right here. Get creative, right? Because, you know, the cocktails and all those drinks, you know, they get fancy with all kinds of different things. And so that's what we want to do. We want to make this oh, it smells so good with the cinnamon on there. So good. So it's fancy and fun for us. Wouldn't it be fun to have a party? I can make these for us. Really good. Really good. And then you could add the cocoyos in there, just all kinds of things. But I'll stick to my recipe because my brain just starts to go like in 10 different recipe directions. So I have to focus. I have to make my own recipes. I have to follow them, or else I will just get so creative and want to start making all kinds of things. All right, now I'm just going to dress up that punch bowl here so you can see how it would be if it was in a bowl. You could, I have more mint here. How pretty that would look. You could dress it up with some mint. Yummy, yummy. And you could add in some more of the cocoyos if you wanted to. Remember, these are the ones that we put into the Pineapple Dream Mocktini. So you could put a spoonful of the cocoyos in there, a little splash of this kombucha. It just bubbles it up. Hey, and those are the 2 recipes. I had to chop everything up. I thought it was going to take me longer, but it actually went really well. And once I get going, I'll go pretty fast. So happy you guys joined me. So just kind of giving you an idea of how the pineapple one looks in a punch bowl. And then you just have this to serve it. And you could sprinkle on some cinnamon, have some orange floating around in there. And here are the 2 drinks. Cheers. Okay.